Lesson where we're going to talk about parallel lines that are cut by a transversal. You've already written your 5 parallel postulates. You'll notice that the condition, if 2 lines cut by a transversal are parallel, that's the same for all 5 sentences. What's different is the conclusion. We know that if we have 2 lines cut by a transversal are parallel, then corresponding angles are congruent. Alternate interior angles are congruent. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. Same side interior angles are supplementary, and same side interior angles are supplementary. Reminder that congruent means equal measure, whereas supplementary means add to 180. So I always say the S's, the same sides, stick together with supplementary. The other 3 angle sets are congruent. Let's see this in practice. So if we remember our corresponding angles, if we look at our postulate, corresponding angles are congruent. So if I knew the measure of angle 1 is 60, angle 5 would also be 60 degrees. If angle 2 was 120, angle 6 would be 120. If angle 3 was 120, angle 7 would be 120. If angle 4 is 60, angle 8 is 60. So all the corresponding angles are the same when we have 2 lines that are parallel. And typically, you'll see parallel lines indicated by these red arrows. So again, I'll indicate that these 2 lines are parallel, cut by a transversal. And if that occurs, the alternate interior angles are congruent. So that means angle 3 and 6, they're going to be equal. So if angle 3 is 120, angle 6 is 120. If angle 4 is 60, angle 5 is going to be 60. We also know what's true for our alternate exterior angles. 1 and 8 are alternate exterior. If we use our postulate, the alternate exterior angles are going to be equal, meaning if angle 1 is 60, angle 8 will be 60. If angle 2 is 120, angle 7 is also 120. When we go to our same side interior and exterior angles, here's your reminder of our same side interior angles, 3 and 5. With our postulate, the same side interior angles are supplementary, meaning if angle 3 is 120, 120 plus angle 5 is going to get us to 180. So if we take 180 minus 120, we would get 60. So if angle 3 is 120, angle 5 would have to be 60. If angle 4 is 60, well, that means angle 6 must be 120 because those 2 numbers add to 180. Remember, supplementary has to add to be 180. Same is true for our same side exterior angles. They're going to be supplementary. So if angle 1 is 60, angle 7 must be 120. If angle 8 is 60, angle 2 must be 120. We can find angle measures. If we're just given one of the angles, we can think about what's the relationship between these 2 angles. So if this was 134, the relationship between 134 and this angle 5 is they are corresponding. If I recall, corresponding angles are congruent, so angle 5 is going to have to be 134. Reasoning? Because these 2 angles are corresponding. If we need to find angle 6 here, we're given 127. The relationship between these 2 angles, well, they're on the same side of the transversal. They're interior angles because they're in between my 2 lines. Well, same side interior angles. I remember the S's are supplementary. So angle 6 plus 127 is going to equal 180. So what number plus 127 equals 180? That sounds complicated. So let's think about it in a simpler way. Let's take 180 and take away 127, giving us angle 6 would be 53 degrees. We know that because they're same side interior angles. And our next one, if we have 141 and angle 8, those are alternate exterior alternate exterior angles are congruent, so angle 8 is going to be 141 because they're alternate exterior angles. Final example. If we're given one angle measure, we should be able to come up with the rest of the angles. When I see this 37, I'm going to think of my congruent relationships, and the first one that comes to mind is corresponding angles. And the angle that's corresponding to 37 is angle 2, so I know that angle 2 is 37 degrees. Another relationship that's equal, alternate interior angles are equal. Angle 3 is alternate interior to this 37, so angle 3 must be 37 degrees. Or you could think about these two angles are vertical. You remember vertical angles are equal. And our last one would be angle 6. Well, that's that vertical relationship, and or you could say it's corresponding to this angle, or it's the alternate exterior angle to angle 2. So angle 6 is going to be 37. Now we need to figure out the next angles. I know that 37 and 4, those are same side interior, which is going to add to 180. So if we take 180 minus 37, we would get 143. So this angle is going to be 143. To figure out angle 1, oh yeah, they're vertical. So angle 1 is going to be 143 as well. And we can go from there. I know that if I have this 37 degrees, angle 5 here, well, it's supplementary there, or I can think, oh, it's alternate interior to this 143 we already solved. So angle 5 is going to be 143, and angle 7, well, it's going to be the same thing, 143. You'll notice when we have parallel lines cut by transversal, there's only going to be two angle measures between all of these.